checking out Eskimo TV. I'm your host, Jason Escamilla, and today we're going to be talking about Suburbicon. This film was directed by George Clooney and is written by the Coen brothers. This story takes place in the city of Suburbicon, a happy and seemingly peaceful community where Gardner Lodge, a resident of Suburbicon played by Matt Damon, and his sister-in-law, Rose, played by Julian Moore, become a part of a sinister scheme in order to earn money, and we see that this ends up causing them lots of trouble. This movie has some fun moments. Damon and Moore's characters were very compelling. I really liked the performances that they gave. We have another character played by Oscar Isaac that gives our main characters some trouble, and I really enjoyed seeing him act on screen. Overall, this movie has a good plot, some oh wow moments, and a solid cast to hold all of that down. The worst part of this film for me is that there is a completely unrelated second plot that has nothing to do with the plot that I mentioned to you earlier, that has to do with racism, and to me it just made the film longer than it needed to be. If I could have gone into the editing room and cut those scenes that are throughout the whole film out of the movie would still make sense. These scenes are randomly put in here. They are not needed. They prove a point that I'll talk about here in a minute, but I just felt like they made the movie drag. Anytime I saw the second plot set of scenes, I just really wanted to get back to our main cast of characters. The second plot revolves around the Myers family, who's a colored family that has just moved to Suburbicon, and they are being treated unfairly by the people of this community. They have people outside complaining to the people that are in charge of the town, telling them that they don't want this family here. The whole purpose of the second plot is to show how there's these people that are being treated badly, when just around the corner there's our main cast of characters who are actually being violent and doing things that the other townspeople are thinking of this colored family, who, from what we know, are just a normal family trying to live their life happily. And while the point was very clear to me, I don't think that it was worth the time that these scenes were in here to take away that point. To me, it made the movie drag on, and I would have been completely fine had those scenes been cut out. The other issue I have with this movie is the movie tries to mix comedy in the midst of these dark, tense moments. And there's times where the movie's trying to be a super serious semi-thriller, and they're putting in comedic moments throughout there. And to me, it took what could have been a really elongated, tense moment and made me feel like indifferent about the scene. I didn't know if I was supposed to be feeling tense or supposed to be laughing. Matt Damon's kid, Nicky Lodge, has a very sad story. He's one of the only characters that is truly innocent, and I thought that the kid did a pretty good job at doing his parts. One thing that if I had to nitpick, it really is a nitpick, is there's one particular scene where there's strangers in his home and they're hurting his family that's there in the home. And I'm just trying to think back, if I'm a kid, I would be freaking out. And he does freak out, but not until they hold his mouth down. And I just feel like if I'm a kid and I wake up and I find out that there's strangers in my home, I'm going to go crazy. So I don't know if the writers just wrote in that underwhelming performance, or if maybe the kid couldn't react a little more, but I felt like the kid should have been crying or been more apparently upset during that particular scene. But other than that, this kid was really good at all the other scenes. I thought that he definitely rocked his role in this movie. Other than that, though, I was really able to enjoy this movie, and I think that if you like a movie that has a good story with some shocking moments backed up with a good, solid cast, then I think you're going to like this film. I'm going to give Suburbicon a C-. That's what I thought about this movie. If you enjoyed this review, like this video and subscribe to Eskimo TV, where you can look forward to more icy and chilly Eskimo TV reviews.